On the complete other side of this debate about the 150-hour rule and CPA licensure are the folks like me who have suggested that we aren't moving fast enough
Yeah.
when it comes to this, given the scale of the talent shortage. What would you say to those who feel that the changes are not happening quickly enough?
Yeah, I certainly can understand that frustration, and I will admit, before being in this role as CEO in New York, I would have been as loud as anyone on it. And there's just a lot of things that happen. I had put in the comments earlier. It's always remember with our state-based license, you're talking about 55 different jurisdictions, 50 states plus 5 other locations. Don't ask me to name them, although I can. But in some cases we just can't make up for past wrongs. I understand that, or past frustrations. I absolutely understand the frustration in terms of how it is and how it can be. But once you start naming the many stakeholders, we're six fairly decent sized states. You've got a absolutely majority of most CPAs in the profession just on this call. That's not patting us on the back, but we're still just six. There's still 49 other areas you have to worry about that are involved that actually do licensure, plus the AICPA, plus NASPA. I saw someone talk about AAA. They serve an important role. You think about accreditation. You can start thinking about ASCSB. You can just start rattling off the alphabet and come up with so many different stakeholders involved to do anything in a consistent way. So even those of us that are involved want it to happen as fast as possible, because I don't want there to ever be a barrier for anyone coming to practice in the state of New York. Like all of our states, but we're very important to the global economy. So anything that prevents that is actually bad for it. So in some cases, we have no reason to not want these things to move forward as fast as possible. But it's also worth noting, even in this environment, maybe it's even more clear in an environment like now, that moves that are done too quickly can sometimes be worse than not moving at all. So we are absolutely hearing it in terms of how fast we're moving, or how fast we can move. We're absolutely cognizant of it. But it's also, where I would hope people would also remember is that as we move forward, we also have to be willing to let some of the older things go. We can't change what did or did not happen before. But I can tell you that with the stakeholders that are involved now, and it may not feel like it, but the amount of activity that's even happened over the last 6 months is light speed in the accounting profession. It may not feel like it, and it certainly may not look like it from the outside, but the amount of change that's happening is generational level, because we haven't had these conversations in a generation. And all of a sudden, you've got states just moving forward faster than we've ever done. So I get it. It's a fair criticism, but it's absolutely not being unheard.